Thousands of city residents are expected to take the Buffalo police exam this weekend. And for the first time in years, college credit is not required. But could that be a problem?
As News 4's Luke Moretti reports, other cities, such as Rochester, had the same setup.
Police recruits in Rochester learn defensive tactics and the use of deadly force. It's required training.
This is a dangerous job, and you have some people that just don't want to put their life at risk.
And while it can be challenging to find suitable candidates, the Rochester Police Department has found that casting a wide net helps.
As long as you have that high school diploma or that GED, we're going to accept you.
That's right. There's no college requirement to become a Rochester police officer, and it's been that way for years.
There's no issue out here with just accepting people that have only a high school diploma.
No, we've never had an issue with that.
Ralph Gagliano is the executive vice president of Rochester's police union.
To say it's going to harm you in some way with the quality of candidate, I haven't seen it in my experience here in 40 plus years in Rochester.
After years of requiring 60 hours of college credit, Buffalo recently dropped that qualification and for the first time in years will accept candidates with just a high school diploma, GED, or equivalency diploma.
We wanted to not only be in line with other departments across the country, we wanted to open up more opportunities for city residents, particularly individuals who might be low income and did not have the ability financially to attend college.
But lowering the education requirement is not sitting well with some, including Buffalo's police union.
It's one thing to lower your college requirement or your educational requirement for a multitude of jobs out there, all right? But not police work.
About 2,400 city residents applied to take the Buffalo police exam. Police Commissioner Daniel Dorenda is hoping to hire 200 officers over the next 2 to 4 years.
We are still taking the top people from this exam, so the best and brightest who do the best on this exam will be the people that are hired.
Mayor Byron Brown believes dropping the college requirement will help more city residents compete for a police job that pays between $50,000 and $66,000 a year. But PBA President Kevin Kennedy says dropping the college requirement doesn't make sense.
You have citizens, once they become a police officer, are sworn in, given a badge, given the ability to take somebody's liberty away, one of the most prized possessions we have in this country. And they're provided a gun. Ultimately, and unfortunately, it does happen, where police officers are engaged in activities where they must take somebody's life. So two of the most critical things that we form our country and our Constitution on, you want to give that opportunity to somebody with less education as opposed to requiring more education?
Mayor Brown argues that more than 80% of police departments across the nation accept applicants with only a high school diploma.
We don't think that this is going to have any kind of detrimental impact on policing in the city. We think, in fact, it will have a positive effect in terms of getting more city residents the opportunity to have this job, to compete for this job.
According to the city of Rochester, 463 of 722 officers, about 64% of the police department, have some college.
By having a college degree, does it make you any better police officer?
No, it doesn't.
Rochester police recruiter Christine Wilson says the city offers financial incentives for officers with college degrees.
We give a 2% increase for associates and a 4% increase for our bachelors.
Buffalo offers educational stipends for officers with higher education.
We place a real value on continuing education in the police department.
Buffalo pays out $350 for an associate's degree, $700 for a bachelor's degree, and $900 for a master's degree. In total, the department has nearly 60% of sworn officers receiving an educational stipend.
Fire!
Police officers encounter some of the most tragic and chaotic situations.
This job is definitely not for everyone. You have to make sure this is what you want to do.
And while training and education go a long way, it's a job that also requires some basic qualities.
It's just common sense and listening to people and patience, because not everyone comes from the same background that you do. So you have to sometimes just sit there and understand.
Now, as one law enforcement source put it, everybody has weaknesses and deficiencies, and that's going to happen whether you have a high school education or a master's degree.
Interesting. But passing the exam is only the first step.
It really is, Don. You know, there's a physical fitness test, there's drug screening, you have to take a polygraph, there's a background, there's a medical review, and a lot of other things. So it's a fairly lengthy process with absolutely no guarantees.
Yeah. So this is all new starting this weekend here in Buffalo.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Luke.
Okay.